Hello and welcome to this AnalyzerPro tutorial. In this tutorial, we deal with the synchronization of driving sequences in the kinematics section. The example used in this tutorial can be downloaded from the home page next to the video. Please save it on your computer and open it. Now you can see two vehicles driving on an intersection. However, when you click on the play button, you can also see that both vehicles pass through each other. The aim of this tutorial is to change the setting in a way that the red vehicle just passes behind the blue vehicle. This can be done with the synchronization of driving sequences. In general, driving sequences can stretch from positive to negative values in AnalyzerPro. In the main data mask, you can see that the driving sequence starts at second 3 and ends at second 0. Now let's take a look at the synchronization possibilities. Therefore, we deactivate all vehicles but one. And then use the slide to move the vehicle to the position at which it should be at time 0. Why at time 0? Time 0 always marks the most important moment in AnalyzerPro. This can for example be the point of collision. In this case, the program would automatically choose the beginning of the collision as time 0. However, in our scenario of this tutorial, we do not have a collision. That's why we have to adjust time 0 manually and choose the point in time when both vehicles just pass each other. After we have positioned our vehicle, we click on the button Shift Curves to 0. Please be careful with this button, because it sets the current point to time 0 for every displayed vehicle. Therefore, it is important to have only one activated vehicle when you press the button. As soon as we have clicked on it, we see that the vehicle now drives from a positive time to a negative one and passes the point we have chosen before, exactly at time 0. For a quick access to point 0 you can use the button with a small rectangle on it. When we look at the main data mask, we see that the driving sequence now does not start at second 3 anymore, and ends at second 0, but it starts at 2.02, and ends at second -0.98. Now we repeat everything we have done with the first vehicle for the second vehicle. We deactivate vehicle 1 and activate vehicle 2. Next, we use the slider to move it to the desired position at time 0. We press Shift Curves to 0 again and can see how the time adapts accordingly. When we now activate both vehicles again and press on play, we see that both vehicles are in the positions we have chosen before at time 0 and they just pass each other. What we have done now represents one possibility of several to synchronize driving sequences in AnalyzerPro. In many cases, as in ours right now, the vehicles do not start to drive at the same time now. As one driving sequence starts at second 2.02, and the other one at 1.23. We could calculate the difference between these two times now, and add a phase of constant velocity to the vehicle that starts to drive later, in our case the red vehicle, and allocate a time to this phase that exactly covers the difference. The red vehicle would then start to drive at the right time, however this option is rather time-consuming. Instead, we can use the flag icon in AnalyzerPro. We click on the flag and a phase with constant velocity is automatically added to all vehicles, with a driving time shorter than the vehicle with the longest driving time. We see here that a phase was added to the red vehicle and it is exactly as long as needed to compensate for the difference in time. If we click on play now, we see that both vehicles start to drive at the same time and, according to our synchronization, just pass each other. With this tutorial, we have learned how to synchronize vehicles in AnalyzerPro. Thank you for your attention.